I'm very excited that we have done this whole year of A Course in Miracles together. And I'm now in Croatia, and I started recording these lessons a year ago, exactly over there. And this is my cousin's apartments and of Kraj, and Kraj means end, and the island Pashman. It is near Zadar in the Croatian coast. And now I'm on his sister's house, which is right next to it. And I find it's very interesting because this was the male cousins where I started all, and now in my female cousin's house where we are ending it all. It is quite an amazing message for me that we are ending this recording in her house here. Today is incidentally Sunday, so it's a wonderful time to do that. So we're going to read this introduction together, and the reading and contemplation to the actual lesson I have recorded separately, and the Qigong class for these lessons, them I've also recommended separately, which I'm going to link you to afterwards, or you can find all the links in the description below. But let's read this final introduction to the last lesson together and see what contemplations we come up with. Get yourself a tea like we did in the beginning of all the classes, and let's get comfortable. And it starts like this. Our final lesson will be left as free of words as possible. We use them but at the beginning of our practicing, and only to remind us that we seek to go beyond them. Let us turn to Him who leads the way and makes our footsteps sure. To Him we leave these lessons, as to Him we give our lives henceforth. For we would not return again to the belief in sin which made the world seem ugly and unsafe, attacking and destroying, dangerous in all its ways, and treacherous beyond the hope of trust and the escape from pain. His is the only way to find the peace that God has given us. It is His way that everyone must travel in the end, because it is this ending God Himself appointed. In the dream of time, it seems to be far off, and yet, in truth, it is already here, already serving us as gracious guidance in the way to go. Let us together follow in this way that truth points out to us, and let us be the leaders of our many brothers who are seeking for the way but find it not. And to this purpose, let us dedicate our minds, directing all our thoughts to serve the function of salvation. Unto us the aim is given to forgive the world. For we would not return again to the belief in sin which makes the world seem ugly and unsafe, attacking and destroying, dangerous in all its ways, and treacherous beyond the hope of trust and the escape from pain. And it's us, the teachers of love, the Course in Miracles teachers, who got a hold of the vision. It is just by our mere presence of looking at life differently that actually activates things in other people too. And I'm not saying that you should be going around proudly, I am a teacher of God. It's not about that. It's about that awareness within you. It's the same time it is humbleness, and it's innocence and kindness. It is not an ego show off. If you see a teacher of God who is showing off, then he's misunderstood his mission. And you can lovingly forgive him, but just become aware of it. It's the humbleness. It's like my grandmother, she was so humble, and she was never famous in any way, but she was a teacher of God in her own way, in her own humbleness, who could hardly read, but was reading the prayer book every single day, and who taught me how to pray, and who made this connection for me, who showed me the connection to God and to Jesus through her humbleness. Showed me how to pray, showed me how to cross myself, and transmitted that deep trust to me. And if I'm the only one he has ever transmitted it to, well, that's enough. Then that is it, you know. So stand steadfast in your understanding that you are the child of God, that you are love. You're an extension of that divine intelligence. You're a thought within that divine intelligence.
His is the only way to find the peace that God has given us. It is His way that everyone must travel in the end, because it is this ending God Himself appointed. In the dream of time, it seems to be far off, and yet in truth it is already here, already serving us as gracious guidance in the way to go. It is already here. This is very, very important for us to understand. In the dream of time, it seems to be far off, and we often hear ourselves say that it's somewhere far in the future, and yet in truth, it is already here, already serving us as gracious guidance in the way to go. Let us together follow in this way that truth points out to us, and let us be the leaders of our many brothers who are seeking for the way but find it not.
And let me just repeat this because this is so incredibly important.
Let us be the leaders of our many brothers who are seeking for the way but find it not. And that is what we do as ministers of God. Ministers of God means that you believe in the cause.
If you're just a leader, you don't necessarily even have to believe in the cause. You can lead. But when you're a minister, you believe in the cause. And then you do it just because out of your own conviction that we need to return to the awareness of light and love and God and holiness. And to be the leaders, you don't have to be a leader which needs to lead 1 million people. You just need to be a leader for the rest of your lifetime, what I actually meant to say, for the rest of your human experience life. You just want to be aware and forgive the brothers and sisters who are making mistakes all the time. You just want to forgive them. And you also, when you fall back, when you get caught and fall back into the ego, you want to forgive yourself. And we want to make a community where we are helping each other, remembering of who we truly are. And to this purpose, let us dedicate our minds, directing all our thoughts to serve the function of salvation. Unto us the aim is given to forgive the world. It is the goal that God has given us. It is His ending to the dream we seek, and not our own. For all that we forgive, we will not fail to recognize as part of God Himself. And thus His memory is given back completely and complete. And that's what we want. We want to return back to this memory. And we don't have to physically die first before we can return into this memory. We can return to this memory now, understanding that we are love already. And Qigong helps us by undoing all those negative emotions and discovering those virtues, which for me are like the portals returning to us, to the true self. It is our function to remember Him on earth as it is given us to be His own completion in reality. So let us not forget our goal is shared, for it is that remembrance which contains the memory of God and points the way to Him and to the heaven of His peace. And shall we not forgive our brother who can offer this to us? He is the way, the truth and life that show the way to us. In Him resides salvation, offered us through our forgiveness given unto Him. And what you have to understand here, this is not only talking about Jesus Christ, it's talking about every single brother. Every time you are able to forgive and overlook anything which you see in any person on this earth, He is showing you the way. That forgiveness, that overlooking, that kindness within you, that benevolence is showing you the way of who you truly are. When you are loving somebody, this is showing you the way who you truly are. When you are kind to somebody, this is showing you the way who you truly are. When you're forgiving, this is the way you are, who you truly are. And like I said, the negative emotions, they're always based in fear, and they're hiding our virtues such as courage and generosity and kindness and inner peace and trust. All these are virtues which are the portals to the true self, which is love and light. So any brother you see, he is actually guiding you. The lesson goes, this holy instant would I give to you, be you in charge, for I would follow you, certain that your direction gives me peace. And I used to, when I first read this and when I came to this section, I applied it for several months, 4, 5, 6 months. I've been used this as a mantra. I would actually apply this to every single brother I would see, even if they would annoy me, even if I would find it difficult to be with them. I would actually kind of sink back into myself and apply this. That said, it's not like I stayed there. I went in 2015, 16, 17, somewhere there. I went to a big Course in Miracle Congress in Ibiza. And it shocked me that much where I saw those different congregations, and I've seen the distortions of egos, what they can do when they are leaders. And it shocked me that much that when I came back, I closed the Course in Miracles and I didn't read it for several years. For 3-4 years, I didn't open it anymore. I was so put off what I had seen there. And it's only slowly I began claiming it back, making it mine, and understanding it within my concept of my understanding of life and experience, and putting this back into words which seemed plausible to me. And forgiving those teachers I saw there. They are probably trying to do the best they could, and I was not big enough or kind enough to overlook it. It is our function to remember Him on earth, the Holy Son of God, as it is given us to be His own completion in reality. It is our function to remember God on earth, to remember love on earth, as it is given us to be His own completion in reality. So we are supposed to be the love's own completion in this reality, and we can be. So let us not forget our goal is shared, for it is that remembrance which contains the memory of God and points the way to Him and to the heaven of His peace. And shall we not forgive our brother who can offer this to us? He is the way, the truth and life that show the way to us. In Him resides salvation, offered us through our forgiveness given unto Him. We will not end this year without the gift our Father promised to His Holy Son. We are forgiven now, and we are saved from all the wrath we thought belonged to God and found it was a dream. We are restored to sanity, in which we understand that anger is insane, attack is absolutely mad, and vengeance merely foolish fantasy. We have been saved from wrath because we learned we were mistaken. Nothing more than that. And is a father angry at his son because he failed to understand the truth? We come in honesty to Him and say we did not understand, and ask Him to help us to learn His lesson through the voice of His own teacher. Would He hurt His son, or would He rush to answer him and say, "This is my son, and all I have is his"? Be certain He will answer thus, for these are His own words to you, and more than that can no one ever have, for in these words is all there is and all that there will be throughout all time and in eternity. Beautiful. Our God is here. Our love, our Creator is here within us at all times And nature is reminding us of it all the time. That tree you can see behind me, the birds you can maybe hear, the wind which is blowing, the sea which I can smell because it's not far from here, the mountain air which you maybe can smell where you are, the trees, the vegetables you eat, the flesh of animals you eat, the water you drink. All this is our Father. All this is creation. This is fueling our body. The billions of cells which are comprising our body, which are being fueled by this spirit within you. All this is creation. And
let's read the last lessons together. Here are all the interesting links. Love, light and chi to you.